Okay, class, so for the next question, that is, what is the correct procedure code for pyloroplasty? So what I would do is I'd go to my index, because it just has one word, so pyloroplasty. So I'd go to the P's, and look for pyloroplasty. Okay, so on page 1067, on your third column, it says pyloroplasty, and it references you to 43800, so that's where I would go. So 43800. Okay, so I'm on page 324 now, and it is pyloroplasty, and that's it. So pyloroplasty is 43800, so that's the code for that. And for other students that like to just go through the tabs, a way that you can remember is pyloro. It has to do with the digestive system, like H. pylori, you know, that's pyloro, digestive. So that's how I came up with that. So that was 24. 25 is next. Okay, so it says a Jones procedure is a fracture of what part of the body? So that is a question that I want you guys to look up on your own, and I'll make a note of which ones I want you guys to do on your own, okay? Because there's some that you guys can do on your own. I don't need to find them for you, I guess. So I'll make sure to upload those questions. Okay. Number 26. So it says, number 26, a superficial ablation is performed on a mouth-breathing patient whose diagnosis was inflamed inferior turbinates. What is the correct code? So it's just asking you, a superficial ablation is performed on a mouth-breathing patient. So that means that they only breathe with their mouth. So, it says patient whose diagnosis was inflamed anterior wall. So what is the correct code? So, it's talking about a respiratory issue, okay? So, for those that like to go through the book, we would go to respiratory, okay? So, let's look at what it is. So, it's a superficial ablation. And it says the diagnosis was inflamed inferior turbinates. So that's what it involves, inferior turbinates, okay? And you just kind of dissect your question and get out like your key terms. That way you're able to find it easily, okay? So, if you'd like to go through the index, go to your index. So out of that, what would be our main term? Superficial ablation, inferior turbinates. So look at it and see what you think it would be. What do you think? I'll give you a couple seconds. You do need to find stuff out for your own, so I'm just gonna let you try. So, if you guessed ablation, you are correct. So, the main term here is ablation. Okay? And our subterm, so superficial ablation, so that's what an ablation is. And what does it involve? So it involves this part of the body, the inferior turbinates. So now that I have my information, I'm going to go to my index. So I'm going to find ablation. Ablation. Didn't pass it. Okay. So it is on 898 of your index. It's on the third column of that page. And it's ablation is the third one in blue. Okay. And I'm going to look through there and see what I find. Okay. So as anus, bone, breast, colon. So just look through there and see. Look till you find what is our subterm or what it looks like it is. So on page 899, I'm reading on that one now. It says renal tumor, stereotactic, tongue base, transurethral, turbinate. That's what it is, right? Because it involves our inferior turbinates. So it refers us to 30801. Okay, and 30802. So we're going to go to 30801 and see if that's it. So 30801. So it's on page 192 on the right side of that first page on that column. 30801 says ablation, soft tissue of inferior turbinates, unilateral or bilateral, which means either side. Any method, so any type of method. Superficial. That was part of our procedure. Let's read 30802 because it told us to look at that one too. It says intramural, submucosal. So no, that wasn't part of our procedure. So I would agree that our code is 30801, first one. So for that question, for 26, 30801 is the correct one. Right? Now we'll get to 27. It says, patient had a mitral valve prolapse and the mitral valve ring was inserted with a cardiopulmonary bypass. Okay? So it says, what CPT code? What is the CPT code? So, again, read the question. So it says, patient had a mitral valve prolapse and a mitral valve ring was inserted with cardiopulmonary bypass. Okay? So it's asking us, what is the correct CPT code? So look at your question and see what are we supposed to look for, because this question doesn't really say exactly what we're supposed to look for. Usually you'll see that some give us details, and this one doesn't seem to give us much details. So with that said, look and see, what is it asking for? So let's read the question together. So it says, patient had a mitral valve prolapse, okay? And a mitral valve ring was inserted with cardiopulmonary bypass. So it just says that the patient's valve that they already have basically prolapsed, so it fell, okay? And the mitral valve ring, so a new one, was inserted with the cardiopulmonary bypass, with the bypass. So what is the correct procedural code? So let's go to our index. So now that we know it was a mitral valve ring was inserted. So let's see what we can find in our index. So I would be inclined to look up mitral valve. Mitral valve. So I found mitral valve in page 1029. Okay. And so now I'm gonna see if there's ring repair or what, because they're repairing it. So look, so on page 1030 on the top it says repair. So that sounds right, because they are repairing it, because remember it says that it had a prolapse, so it fell. So okay, so we know it's a repair. Mitral valve ring was inserted, so they fixed it, repaired it, and it says with cardiopulmonary bypass. So if you look repair and look under repair, it says with cardiopulmonary bypass, and it refers you to 33425 and 33427. So let's look at those. So 33425 to 27, 334. So that I'm gonna go to cardiovascular. Okay, mitral valve. So we found mitral valve on page 228, and I'm just gonna go to where they reference me. So 33425 says valvuloplasty mitral valve with cardiopulmonary bypass. No, that's not it. 33426 with prosthetic ring. So yes, it would be this one, because it'll involve 33425, so with cardiopulmonary bypass, but it did it with a prosthetic ring. So 33426 is the correct one, because remember the detail that they gave us is the mitral valve ring was inserted with a cardiopulmonary bypass. So 33426 is the correct one. Okay, now it's for number 27. Okay, let's see. Let's find another one. Alright, it says the intestinal procedures in the CPT sections codes 44005 to 44799 do not represent which body organ that is also in the digestive system. So it's basically telling you to go over here to the good old dandy digestive system. And it's, for this question, you'll see in the study guide, I'm going to list the liver, the intestines, the rectum, the pancreas, and you're going to tell me which of these four is not in the digestive system. So one of those that I just said is not in the digestive system. So that's all that question is asking you for, okay? So that is question 28. You guys will also be doing on your own. Okay.